Peace. $1.50, 2G, what it is. 2G's being 2,000, what it is being the rest. Sounds live. Peace. $1.50. I'ma pluck a card. 10 of spade. 10 of spade gonna be like, you know what I mean, all there, but dark on the real side. You know what I'm saying? Peace. $1.50. Yo, it's crazy. When I got the drone, you know what I'm saying, I had to charge it, you know what I mean, it didn't do nothing. It completely didn't do nothing. Then I had it, after charging a little bit, then I flew it a little bit, you know what I'm saying, then it was like it was working. Then after I charged it a little bit more, it was like, you know, it flew, but it flew and I was like, cautious of the battery running out, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like I crashed the drone. I didn't crash it, but like I tried to do a 360. I was spinning it around, and I tried to do a 360, and it hit a cardboard box. Like one of the propellers hit a cardboard box. I didn't crash it, but you know what I'm saying? It kind of hit the box and fell down, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's like the first time I, you know, crashed it. It didn't crash, but, you know, the propeller hit the box and it hit the floor. It wasn't up in the air high, it was like low down. It was low down. What happened was, I calibrated it and everything. What happened was it was floating and it started drifting one way, and then when I spun it around, like this, and it was still drifting. You know what I'm saying? So I had to catch how it was, which direction it was going while I was turning it around. So then it hit the box, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, it didn't mess it up or nothing, no, it's just alright. See, the reason I got the drone to begin with was based on getting my option. You know what I mean? Ferrari, Infinity, you know what I mean? Whatever the difference would be, I was planning on getting my option and you know, being able to use the drone camera, you know what I mean? Mac Mini, the remote, you know what I mean? Whatever I had to use to, you know, make sure I could have the footage I'm supposed to have. Because without being prepared for it, it's crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just got your information and you're not prepared for having it, you know what I'm saying? So I made sure I didn't look no less than I would normally look based on having my options. So it's like, now I gotta push, you know, my options now. I'm not gonna say Lamborghini, I'm not gonna say Porsche because it's getting monotonous. You know what I'm saying? It's getting monotonous saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that no more. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just cut back on saying Lamborghini, Porsche. You know what I mean? I'm gonna push something else in a minute. Cause it's crazy pushing royalty and nobody showing up for royalty. You know what I'm saying? When I'm pushing royalty, they just watching me say royalty and not really respond well. Cause nobody don't really, you know, see nobody else's royalty, but you know what I mean? When you see me push royalty, I'm in Congress, I'm at the Supreme Courts, yo, I push royalty and it'd be crazy. I push the World Health Organization, I'll be over there. I'll be at United Nations. I'll be in many places, you know what I'm saying? And pushing royalty. So, you know, acknowledging royalty, the hip hop headquarters is royalty, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just talking about hip hop, I'm talking about hip hop, only hip hop, but I'm saying I'm not just talking about hip hop and only hip hop based on a headquarters having a temple, the headquarters having sick pay, a headquarters having bail, hip hop headquarters having lawyers, hip hop lawyers having hip hop courtrooms, hip hop judges. Yo, it's gotta be a hip hop jail, you know what I'm saying? I could make a citizen's arrest right now. So based on who I would be making an arrest, I don't arrest people realistically, but I will arrest somebody if you kill somebody in hip hop and forgot about it and started trying to kill people, again. And I saw what you was doing, and and I took it upon myself to make a citizen's arrest mathematically, posting, the murder that you committed on Twitter, and until you apprehended, I know how to do it, I just don't do it based on, people being who they are. Hip hop has discrepancies. I don't know exactly what each and every individual is going to look like in time. But you're not going to disrespect hip hop with murders. You're not going to kill people in hip hop. So I have to look a certain way with a headquarters. The headquarters with a temple is going to have. It's going to have transportation, hip hop transportation, hip hop retirement, hip hop bathrooms. A hip hop bathroom, it's no bathroom with hip hop based on not having the headquarters. It's just, people roaming around in cars talking about they got money until they run out of money, and then they can't retire. They can't retire, they don't have no savings or nothing. So I'm talking about hip hop unions, hip hop representation, really being represented to the fullest, like a real headquarters. A real headquarters. I'm not playing around, because even if I was doing vaccine distribution and had all the vaccine distribution in the world, it wouldn't have retirement. I would just be dependent on piling up enough money to say I'm going to retire one day. That's not real, when you depend on, having a flat tire and having a tow truck. You need tow truck, you need AAA, you need, things need to match. When it's wintertime, you want snow tires. When it's raining, when it's fall, you want aqua tread. You know what I'm saying? You want everything to match. If I push Infiniti, I want everything to match based on pushing Infiniti. If it's summertime, I want the lamb. But I'm not pushing the lamb, in Miami, and it's always summertime. I gotta push the lamb, somewhere where it's 4 seasons, and when the seasons change, then I get the Hummer out. The Hummer's for, combating any extremes that surface based on being prepared for the worst, you know what I'm saying? And then switch up, and have the Maybach, have the Bentley, have the option to be in no less of a place. Of course, but money's not an issue when you're doing vaccine distribution, hip hop headquarters, border extremes, automobile industry. Money's not an issue, but money's an issue getting there. When money's an issue getting there, you have to adjust now. When I made that last video, it was like, I got the drone, you know what I mean? It was like, it threw me off. Like the mathematics of it threw me off. Like, but you know what I mean? I'm filming on the D5600 right now, the Nikon. When I'm filming with the Nikon, I got the remote right now. When I got the remote, when I finish the recording, I'll stop the recording. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how it's going to work based on every time manually starting the recording. But you know what I mean? I did well when you didn't. Let me pluck a card. 9 of spade. You know what I'm saying? You didn't notice that I activated the remote starting out, but when you go back and review it, you might notice it. It's no big deal as to manually start the remote. I could do that. I got a YouTube sweat up, everything. I might not push the drone on video right here because it's so crazy and it's crowded, in this little confine. This little confine right here, the drone might crash again, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have it this high up. When the propeller hit the cardboard box, it was by the floor. It wasn't up in the air, you know what I mean? Like to hit something and it fall on the floor, boom. and something, be wide open to break. It wasn't like that. So, now I gotta try and get some footage to start practicing having my option. I'm still pushing Porsche. I'm pushing Porsche to know Porsche is always the same. When Porsche is always the same, I push Porsche a certain way because they never change the dialogue. They appear to be this Porsche all the time. So I never change what I'm doing, but they gotta show up too. You know what I'm saying? They gotta show up because it's like I'm pushing royalty. I'm all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing royalty and if I gotta pay cash money, chances are I'm gonna migrate and all that by the time I have cash money to have vaccine distribution worldwide. You know what I'm saying? I won't be playing all these games talking about, I need a car. You know what I'm saying? I won't be doing that because, once you have cash money worldwide, vaccine distribution, I'm just doing vaccine distribution in the United States per se. I'm not doing vaccine distribution worldwide just yet. I'm making sure I get home set up first and then venture out, but I'm transferring my information universally at home. You know what I'm saying? When I say Amazon is universal. You can transfer information somewhere and it be at home like I'm where I am now. I'm at home now, but I can't stay at home because I bog out with the influx of information. The context of my information bogs out because the compatibility of my information doesn't match what I generate. If I generate hip hop headquarters alone is not compatible with where I am. So I have to, go somewhere more compatible like New York City, hip hop headquarters. I know they bugging, like, how is he gonna do a hip hop headquarters in New York City claiming King? You know what I mean? Nobody claimed King in New York City, ever. If you see somebody say they the king of New York, they be damn near ready to die every day, getting shot at. Nobody don't respect no king in New York. That's just how it's always been. And for it to change, you can see what it takes. I got warrants and stuff out there, Rikers Island right over there. I'm not just wandering in New York City claiming king with all that going on. I gotta get lawyers. I gotta get all types of representation for the hip hop headquarters. They're not gonna welcome me like you would expect them to. It's a tough audience to please in New York City. You got the police department, you got the fire department, you got the courts. I mean, you gotta please a lot of people, and based on being universal, people from all over the world are in New York City. All over the world. Now it's like, with migration at an all-time high, I can imagine everybody going to New York City all over again, based on being at the border and fighting to get in the United States. But then COVID-19 is spreading where people don't have access to the vaccines when they first get here, or when they, during migration, you don't have access to vaccines. So it's like, they exposed to life and death right now. So listen, before this runs out, it's scheduled for 20 minutes. I don't have the intervalometer like I'm supposed to have and it click on, every time it reaches 20 minutes. I set it up for 20 minutes. It was set up for 10 minutes. My camera, some kind of way, it's got a regulator on the camera. And when I talk vaccine distribution and migration and all these different subject hip hop headquarters, now I gotta be like watching out for the record button to stop. So click on the link. Donate, you know what I mean? Yo, I'm pushing my joint. Peace. $1.50, I'm gonna pluck a card. 9 of hearts, all there, like a baby being born. Peace. $1.50.